everyone, this is Julie and welcome to SOFHAB on Netflix, and today we're covering the Netflix series Getting Curious with Jonathan Van Ness. Finally! And joining me today, yes, I know she says she's always here and I said she wouldn't be, but she is again, is Rascal Entertainments!
Hello!
Now, this show was inspired by Jonathan Van Ness's podcast of the same name. Getting Curious.
Yes.
And it visually gives us episodes that show us something he's curious about and want to get more information from and share with us. But before we start,
be sure to like, subscribe, and click notification for the updates on SOFHAB reviews on Netflix.
Yes, and feel free to share these. We really appreciate it, and I really enjoy making these for you. If you have any series or movies or shows that are on Netflix that you want me or us to give you a review on, let us know in the comments below.
Yes.
So we were so excited when we first found out this show was coming to Netflix because, as you know, we are big Jonathan fans.
Yes.
And we have never heard the podcast. So we were very surprised to see the format and just how fun each one of these are. Fun and informative.
Yes. So there's a select amount of episodes, and each one of them has a sort of theme to them. And it's usually things that Jonathan is curious about. And when he tells you in the beginning that he has a fascination with something as a kid or a teen, and it's been part of him his whole life. And then each episode, he goes to find the answer to why this is so to it.
So the episodes right now, there are 6, and we really hope there's a season 2 because we really enjoyed it. And there were different topics like touring the Enterman's Bakery.
Yes, with the snacking.
Talking about binary and non-binary, ice skating.
Skyscrapers, why are they so tall? Are they divas, as the title suggests? And about hair, why people obsessed with hair.
And the final one.
Well, to be fair, oh wait, there was one. It was similar to Amoon's Everything, where they talk about bugs. Like, are they really creepy?
Yes, and that's the one we didn't watch. We still have to watch that one, but we did watch the others. If you haven't seen it, they're really fun. And part of what makes this so entertaining is just Jonathan's personality altogether. He's so genuine, so fun, so warm. He asks a lot of questions, and you know that a lot of these questions you're thinking yourself, and he's bold enough to just come out and ask those questions.
Right.
So the first one that we actually watched,
I think it was the snack one?
Yes, the snack one where he went to the Enterman's Bakery. And it was really fun to see it because from what we understand, the character that's there, this mouse, actually is a character that appears on the podcast.
Yes.
And now appears in this series. And it was so funny because Jonathan was eating the donuts. It wasn't, I'm pretending to eat the donuts. He was eating, and every time he was eating in any of these segments, Jonathan was really eating. And I love it. I love to see, whether it's in a movie or a show or whatever, the person actually eating the food. Not pretending, not the Rory school of eating, not taking a potato chip and making it last 5 minutes when you're breaking a little piece off and pretending you've got a big wad in your mouth. That just irritates me. I love to see people actually eat and enjoy it because it lets you know they really are enjoying whatever it is they're doing.
Right.
And it was really fun watching him engage with the manager that took them on the tour and talked about how the donuts are made. Didn't know that they don't use eggs.
Yeah.
And that was really interesting because they have a cakey texture.
Yeah.
And they don't have eggs.
Yeah, it's weird. And they're not, and usually that stuff's usually reserved for gluten-free or allergen-free products. So it's interesting to know that, even though this is a regular gluten product, that they are managed to get this texture and things without eggs.
And they've been in business in quite a while, and they take their donut making very seriously, but they also have fun at the same time.
Yes.
The people working there had gloves on, they had masks on, they had their white coats, they had hairnets and different things, so they're really serious about serious about cleanliness and getting the job done. The best part was at the end after They walked through the facility and they talked about the history. And no, they wouldn't give the recipe, but they told there's no eggs. And he said, Jonathan, you can go ahead and you can get fresh off of the conveyor belt. Yeah. And he just stuck his hands in and just started eating all these powdered donuts. It was like, yes! He was like, and just kept eating. It was wonderful because it wasn't fake, it was real. And it was like, oh my God, yes. I love hot donuts. And again, Jonathan's personality is what makes it so enjoyable. We also watched one called, the Skyscrapers, Are They Divas?
Yes. And for that one, he wanted to know, why are there skyscrapers? What's the tallest one? Why are there so many around the world in these big, big cities? And for that one, he got to actually visit quite a few of them that became either monuments in the country, like even the Empire State Building and other places. And they explain how they're made and why they're made and when they were made at a time when that was the standard, like just like a status thing for businesses. Like the taller they are, that means the bigger the business, which is why there's so many around the globe now on them being one taller than the other, and they're just like really monumental.
Tallest is in Dubai now. We're sure you all know that. And it was really fun again because when we went to the top of the one, I think it was in Dubai.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Dubai, yeah.
And it has, I have to say, a glass floor. And Jonathan wasn't prepared. And you could see the fear, the genuine fear, and didn't want to walk on it. And he's like, it's okay. Okay, we're going to do this together. And you were like, okay, nothing's happening because the show was on, but you could see the genuine fear and concern, like, I didn't know this. I wouldn't have come up here if I knew this floor was like this. So they didn't tell Jonathan.
Right.
And then I especially enjoyed the one on ice skating. Why don't people love ice skating more? Because I love ice skating. I always have. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy watching it. I enjoy the Olympics. And I thought this was a really great episode because you don't see anyone or hear anyone talking about it outside of Olympic proceedings.
Right. The last time you really saw anybody talk about is when Yuri on Ice aired, and it was one of the biggest anime of the year. Right. And then once again, the sport disappeared.
So if you haven't seen it, this is one you really should watch, especially if you're a fan like I am. Rascal likes it too, but I love it. And they brought up some really interesting points as to why they think it's not as popular a sport as it could be and should be, especially in all the time that goes into training. And they also did a walk down memory lane of some of the most famous ice skaters, both of all genders, they covered. And I really like that. I saw a lot of my favorites. If you're a fan of ice skating, this is definitely one you should watch.
Yes. And then the other one we saw was about hair. So why do we love hair? And that one was a bit more of a history lesson. They don't just go through about textures and things that different people have. They also go on how it's changed throughout history. And it's pretty much been shown that people have been obsessed with hair for centuries, even all the way back to the Egyptian times and Roman times.
Really fascinating too.
Right, and they would have different ways to do their hair. They had hairstyles that were common back then, and ways they had their own versions of extensions or pieces or weaves or things at that time. And some that were so well made that they could still be contained in a museum and they haven't turned to dust or anything. So that was actually pretty interesting to learn, and seeing how, you know, people, you know, in society still hold on to this thing about hair being a status point or a common point. Yeah.
And what's really interesting is around the time this originally came out, JVN, Jonathan's new hair care line, was also released.
Yes.
In the UK. Hopefully it'll be in the States soon. I definitely want to get some products and see how fabulous my hair will look.
Yes.
And then there's one on the term binary about how, you know, is it outdated? Is it something we should still use? If that's something that interests you, you absolutely definitely should watch that. And if the one about bugs interests you, you should watch that one. You didn't watch the bugs. The one on binary, we want to leave that to you to watch and to draw your own conclusions and to decide whether you agree or disagree with the arguments and the information that's presented.
Right.
That's something that's personal. Let us know what you think in the comments after you watch it. We'd really be interested to hear your thoughts on it.
Yes.
So if you have not seen Getting Curious with Jonathan, go to Netflix and watch it. All the episodes are available. Really, really hoping for a season 2 because we absolutely enjoyed and adore Jonathan.
Yes.
So, yes, there have been other shows that are like this, but they don't have Jonathan, and they're not the same.
That's
is
true.
Definitely a very different type of information show that you will enjoy. We guarantee it.
Yes.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get updates on more of the SOFHAB Reviews Netflix, as well as my other videos on faith, health, and beauty, and my Saturday messages as well.
Yay!
And thank you once again, Rascal, for joining me.
Yes, of course. This was really fun to do and to watch on Netflix. And hopefully there's another season coming to see even more curious episodes.
Absolutely. And if you haven't already, visit Rascal Entertainments Mashup channel. There's mashups. She does her own reviews. Have you seen this? Birthday videos, channel shoutouts, and so much more. Just like, subscribe, and follow her as well.
Thank you.
So, thank you for listening and for watching. Really appreciate you. I'm Julie.
And I'm Rascal Entertainments.
Thank you for joining us. See you for the next Netflix series review.
Later.